Alright, Shalom. Before I begin this video, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of the Great Millstone, GMS, who rule well and teach well, as well as a sincere salutations to you hopeful elect Akim, who are pushing this word all throughout the four winds of the earth. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash, Barak Atham. To you brothers, you hopeful elect Akim, alright, along with you little amount of, sincere sisters, following the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Kudash. Shalom. And this, the title of this video, which I've attempted to do this video like 3 or 4 times, technical. This devil is about to truly show his horns. Because right now, you can see the little ends. You see the little ends of this devil's horns. Yet, coming soon, alright, he's going to really reveal himself fully. Okay? With that, with that MOTB coming about. And then ultimately, we have, we're going to have war, class war, civil war. It's going to be all out anarchy in Babylon the Great. And you're going to see E really get down. You're going to see E really show his true self. Because this devil likes to, play the diplomatic role, 3-piece suit, kind, soothing words. But like the scriptures speak about, though his words be smooth as butter, yet war was in his heart, roughly paraphrased. He has war in his heart. Right now, it's economic war. It's an economic battles and skirmishes. That's going to manifest into something physical. You had Warren Buffett, this is a few weeks ago, saying that the different things that are happening in the economy is an act of war. And he's a perfect example of somebody who's, for lack of better words, he's full of shit when it comes to a lot of the words he speaks, because he speaks more of the, humble, he acts like he's a humble guy, yet war is in his heart. Because when he said that, okay, this is an act of, that's an act of war, he said that shit with a smile on his face. He don't mind. See, these economic hitmen, they don't mind, getting people whacked. They don't mind, it's nothing for them. That's a true G. Jake want to talk about he do this and he do that. No, watch out for the nigga in the 3-piece suit. Watch out for him. Right, which we know that Buffett, even though he rubs elbows with some powerful people, we know that he's not, the true, he's not set up as, that true puppet. The true puppets, right, are Rothschilds, Rockefellers, DuPonts, Gettys, so on and so forth. Major international banking families, which I don't doubt that he's probably related to them on the back end or something like that. But This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, and verse 6. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. Speaking about Esau and Edom. And part of that continual stroke is a financial continual stroke. Now, of course, brothers, in this truth, the precept, always comes out. You need poverty nor riches. So brothers are, in okay positions. Yet we know that these things taking place, right, economically, it's only going to increase. The financial lashings, the financial beatings, okay, are only going to continue. And then it's going to manifest into something physical. Isaiah 14:6 once again. He who smote, so Esau, Edom, who smote the people, right, the Israelites, okay, and he's also beating you other nations down financially, but mostly the Israelites. In wrath with a continual stroke. So this he got wrath in his heart. That's all he can think about is how to devise plans on how to keep the Israelites under subjection. How to keep them in a lower state. How to crush them. How to, and if they are elevating, how do we stop it and then push them down again? Isaiah 4:6 continuing. He that ruled the nations in anger. Yeah, so he's ruling the nations in anger. And these international bankers, that military, that's their military. When they say the military, they're not talking about protecting and serving the citizens. No, that's talking about that. That's the banking elites military. When you're not doing what they need you to do, that's when they're gonna send in them troops, and then they're gonna tell you it's under the guise of whatever, democracy, whatever they gotta say, right? Because the world believes these words. See, the scriptures speak about never trust thine enemy. Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, is our enemy. All right. And the Lord has a hatred for Esau. In Malachi, I believe the 4th chapter, speaks about that, how he hated Esau and loved Jacob. So he loved Jacob and hated Esau. Hates Esau actively. So like it, not hated Esau, hates Esau. The Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and his son, Yahushai, Yahweh, Yahushai, Yahweh, and Yahushai hates you damn devils. You were created to be destructive and then to be destroyed. Because you are the wicked. You are the devil. You are the border of wickedness. Wickedness starts at you. A border, when you have the border, that's basically the beginning of that, country or area or whatever the case is. All right, he is the border of wickedness. When you think of wicked, he is the face of wickedness. Isaiah 14 and 6. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted and none hindereth. So now not only are you getting put in the hot seat, okay, but when things really get heavy, these nations are going to turn and shoot their arrows upon this place. Babylon the Great, aka America. You know, the Lord is going to do that. The Lord is going to make that happen. It says the whole earth is at rest. You know, so with this place being destroyed, and then of course, you know, the Lord coming back, the kingdom of heaven being established, you know, the earth is going to be at rest. Everybody's finna breathe a sigh of relief when Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, is in captivity. You need to be in chains. That's the only way. That's the only way this is gonna work. You have to be in chains, right? Because you're the base man. You're the vile man. The Spirit got me saying this. You so-called, you self-proclaimed white people, right? You're horrible people. No morals. None whatsoever. No morals. No integrity. You know, they fucking lie. That's all Esau does is lie. This nigga loves to lie, man. He's the lionest nation on the planet. And a close number 2 is Jake. 2/3 of Israel. You niggas love lying. Lying ass niggas. That's why you're gonna burn up. Cause you lied. You lied. When you say, oh, the white man ain't doing nothing to us. You need to get your money up. The white man, he helping us out. That makes you a fucking liar. You saying that the Lord ain't coming back, you a fucking liar. You a lie. We know that the Lord is coming back. That's why it speaks about in the scriptures, don't let the incredulity of them trouble you. You know, that unbelief. Because these people are faithless. That's fine. But the scriptures speak, you know, to let the unfaithful die in that unfaithfulness. Okay, you unfaithful? Delete. You getting deleted. See, because on this side, 2/3 of Israel is going to be destroyed by intercontinental ballistic missiles. Okay? Isaiah 14:7, the whole earth is at rest. So it ain't like it's going to be, it ain't going to be some area somewhere that's still under that Babylonian vibration. You know, it ain't like somewhere in the world they still gonna have a fucking Burger King set up. You know, plastic all over the place. You know, they doing, you know, construction with a big ass crane or something somewhere. No, man. The whole earth is at rest. No more of these no cars. It ain't finna be no cars in the kingdom. It ain't finna be no gas station. Okay, I gotta go fill up my gas. It ain't gonna be none of that. The whole earth is gonna be at rest. Because the heathen, they're gonna go back to that ancient way of transportation. You know, of course, the Israelites. You know, and I'm just speaking as a man here on this part. But the Israelites, specifically the elect, okay, are going to be able to have these chariots, are going to be able to transport, teleport, different types of chariots. The different chariots that, we see and brothers see in these videos. Once again, just speaking as a man, we're going to be able to have a lot of these vehicles, these different vehicles. The heathen ain't gonna be able to just get in a chariot and go to the other side of the universe, so to speak. That's gonna be reserved for the children of Israel. All right, Isaiah 14:7. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. So they're gonna be happy, right? When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, and when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Roughly paraphrasing. So right now, the people are mourning. Okay, all the nations are mourning, but the only mourning that really matters to the Lord is the sighs and the cries of the elect of the nation of Israel. We sigh and we cry being here in Babylon the Great. This is the worst captivity. This is the worst place to ever exist. This place is a shame. And the Lord is gonna put this place not even fucking to level ground. No, underground. This place going down. And Barakatha Yahweh Shem Yahushua. For the Lord setting that up. Isaiah 14:8. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fellers come up against us. Who's the fella? Esau, who are the trees? The Israelites. Isaiah 14:9, it says, hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. So all these nations, they ready to rock. The Lord putting the spirit on them to say, okay, let's go. Let's go. Fuck it. We don't got nothing to lose. And when you don't have nothing to lose, that's a dangerous person. When a person, I don't have nothing to lose. They dangerous. That's another reason why the Lord takes away, all your distractions in this world, so that ultimately you can just serve Him. You don't have to be worried about, the ways of this world. We're focused on the kingdom. We're focused on the kingdom. We focus on getting up out of here. We don't want to be amongst these people. You're just stuck. We just stuck in Babylon the Great. That sounds like pure hell. It is pure hell. It is pure hell. Every day we living in that reality. Right? We living in that reality. We live in Esau ruling. The nation's right up under him, beating us down. All right, we looking forward to this. We looking forward to Isaiah 14:8. We look forward to the rejoicing. That's going to be a beautiful day, man. You know, we're going to be able to do what we're doing and not worry about where Esau is at. Esau going to be in slavery. You know, when you down here, you know, when you down here on the earth, Jake, anything you do, he got his watchful eye on you. If you notice, he always got his watchful eye on you. Now the roles are finna be reversed. Now we got our eyes on you. In the kingdom, we gonna have all eyes are gonna be on E. You're not gonna be able to do what you was doing before. You know, base low estate. Base low estate. You're gonna be in the worst. You're gonna be in the worst condition. The worst condition. Unrecognizable. You know, face all. That's coming. That's coming. That's coming. You damn devils think you're gonna get away with this. You struck us with continual strokes. No matter how hard we yelled, you know, no matter how much we asked for mercy, that hardened your countenance. The more Jake cried and sighed, the more Jake is hurt. You know, because Jake, you hear these Israelites constantly speak on reparation. You know, no, we want our just due. We want this, we want that. They continuing to complain in an unrighteous way, right? They want more money, more power. They want to be recognized. We're complaining in a righteous way. We're complaining to the Lord, please, you know, destroy this devil. Okay, set up, you know, your son, our king. You know, our king, in which we're faithful servants to our king. The Lord has provided for us. The Lord has done everything for us. You know, so we're gonna do everything for him. We're gonna bring out his words. We're gonna proclaim, okay, that this devil, he done, he through. We're gonna proclaim that, you know, Yasharallah is up next. We're going to proclaim that the heathen, right? The heathen is no longer a factor. You no longer a thing, right? It's going to be known in that day. We are fastly approaching that day, and that's why we're waiting on E to pop off, right? Because right now he's popping off at the mouth. You know, he's popping off at the mouth. He's doing his thing. Yet, we're waiting for him to truly pop off physically, right? And we know that cannot take place until the CHIP. We know that. We know that everything comes, you know, decently and in order. Isaiah 14:10. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? So you're gonna be getting beat down like one of these nations, like back in the day when you used to beat down the nation, going door to door, right? Except now, okay, instead of there just being little skirmishes, no, this gonna end in thermonuclear destruction for Babylon the Great, aka America. All right, and this devil that you know hit us with a continual stroke. Okay, he gonna be on the outside looking in. All right, it's him that's through. It's him that's finished. All right, for us, Lord's will we be of the elect. This our beginning. All right, we're about to step into our beginning. So Lord's will, this is edifying. Call halal Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Kakwadash. Give honors once again to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, GMS, who rule well and teach well. All right, taught me this truth. Along with sincere salutations to the elder bishops, along with you brothers pushing the words of Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Kakwadash all throughout the four winds of the earth. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Kakwadash. Barakatham. And to you brothers, man, keep putting your best foot forward through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, and this economic, all these economic skirmishes is gonna turn physical, right? And right before it turns physical, okay, the CHIP is gonna be presented on a worldwide scale. You go ahead and get that. Revelation 13 and 16, and he causeth all, he is Esau Edom, so proclaim white man, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, which is a physical mark, the RFID micro C-hip, along with that neural link in the forehead. So we waiting on that. We are patiently waiting on that. It's coming right around the corner. MOTB, OTW. All right, shalom.